Hello, I am LukeNo52 and I'm here with my first Minecraft mod review. Today we will be reviewing the Ferullo's Guns mod. This is the version 2.8.2 and as you can see in the left hand corner of the screen we have a heads up display which I will come back to later. So, if we open up this chest we will have a list of guns. So, at the top we have our assault rifles and there are quite a few of these. You'll recognise these from Call of Duty, and let's just quickly demonstrate the AK-47, because this zombie is annoying me. There we go. As you can see, when you have selected a gun, the heads-up display will tell you the name of the gun, and the amount of ammo that the gun may hold, and how much ammunition is left. So, below the assault rifles, we have the pistols. Again, you should be able to recognise these from Call of Duty. And then we have the submachine guns, like these, and the sniper rifles, and the light machine guns. This death machine is not a Call of Duty gun, or at least I don't believe it is, but we'll come back to that one later. And we have the shotguns. So, let's go and get out the M93 Raffica, the Glock 18, and the P99, just for comparisons. So, as you can see, the M93 Raffica holds a maximum of 12 rounds, the Glock 18 holds 20 rounds, and the P99 holds 8. Now, the P99 is a semi-automatic gun. The Glock 18 is fully automatic, and the M93 Raffica is a triple fire gun. So, if I was to go into here, I can hold down R, and suddenly you will see a lot of information about the gun. You will see its item ID, its the fire mode type, the bullet it fires, the clip size, the accuracy, the range, and the reload time. So as you can see, the range for these guns is pretty much the same. The M93 Raffica is the slowest to load, but it is whilst Glock 18 is the least accurate. And they all fire pretty much the same round, so they probably do about the same damage. So we can hear some chickens wandering around. So let's hold down right click to fire the M93 Raffica. As you can see, it fires 3 rounds when you hold down the right button. If I hold down the right button on the Glock 18, however, all hell breaks loose, as it is a fully automatic gun, as you would expect. Whereas if I hold down the P99, the right trigger, one shot gets fired. Let's just gather these up. Now you may be able to notice that it's night, and yet I can be able to see, but we'll come back to that later. So, if we go and put these back in the chest, we can now come to the guns with sights. Now, different guns are able to have different types of sights. The assault rifles, you can have them with plain sights, with the red dot sight, the holographic sight, or the ACOG scope. Submachine guns are able to be had with the holographic sights or the red dot sights, whilst the light machine guns may only have the red dot sights. Sniper rifles have different loadouts. You can have the high power scope, which zooms you in slightly further, or the night vision scope. Pistols and shotguns do not come with any sights, so if I quickly withdraw the M4s and the L96s, just because those are the best comparisons. Now, if I press R, nothing happens with these regular guns. However, if I go to a red dot sight, you will be able to see that I now have a sight, and the gun's heads-up display disappears. If I do the holographic sight, I get a holographic sight, just like that. And if I use the ACOG scope, I get the ACOG scope. As you can see, it makes shooting from distance much easier using any of the scopes. Much easier. Now, if I switch to the sniper rifle, as you will be able to see shortly, it zooms in when you press R on a regular sniper rifle, and with 2 hits, the skeleton is dead. Now, if I use the high power scope, I'm going to zoom in on this cactus in front of me. Okay, as you can see, the sights are very slightly different, and if I compare it to this, you can see that you're quite a bit closer. Now, if I take off these night vision goggles, which as I said I'll get to later, we can now see that suddenly it's night. But if I hold down R, I have a night vision scope on my L96, and I'm able to take out a skeleton with fairly straightforwardness. Now, one of the good things about this mod is that you can destroy deformable objects quite easily with the gun. So, the reason why there is this random tree here, if I just put my goggles back on, is because I will show you what happens when you fire. As you can see, the leaves are destroyed. The same effect happens on bushes and flowers, although not that one apparently. Okay, maybe it only happened on the earlier versions. Grass can be destroyed. Glass no longer appears to be breakable, but it used to be. And the same with the glass panes. Paintings may also be destroyed with the guns. So, if we quickly put these back in here, we can come to the ammunition. Now, there are ammunition crates, and then there are some examples of the different types of ammo. So, if I grip the M4A1 ammo and go back and get the M4A1 ACOG, if I quickly change into survival mode, we can hopefully find the mob. There we go. Scope in, bang, bang, bang. Okay, as you can see, the ammunition I've used has gone down, so there's now only 20 rounds left in the gun. If I just wander around here and let's just fire the rest of the gun. Hear this click? This resembles the fact that the gun is empty, and you will see that a reload symbol has appeared. I just quickly set the time to night just to stop everything despawning. If I press F, it comes up saying reloading and reloads the gun, which is quite useful. You can see it's now being used. It's now used up all of the reloading magazine. So the gun is. So we now have a fully loaded gun. It's just used up all the rounds again. And switch to game mode 1 a second. As you can see, you can't fire a gun that is out of ammo even in creative mode. Okay, so if we go back into game mode 0, or if I actually know how to type, if I right click on the ammo crate, it will reload my gun for me just like that. So again, go back into game mode 0. You can see, now I don't know how many uses these have. It may be unlimited, that I don't know. So, but this game has more than just regular guns. If I can just get rid of all this stuff, we also have grenade launchers. Now these are slightly different, because these, you need to have the ammunition in your inventory to actually fire them. So, let's start off with the RPG 7. Okay, fire at that tree. As you can see, the number of RPG 7 rockets has gone down, and it destroys the environment. If I do the same with the SMAW, and the regular grenade launcher. As you can see, the SMAW and the RPG-7 fire like regular rocket launchers, whereas the grenade launcher is just launching the grenades. But in addition to these, you can also fire grenades yourself. So here we have a heavy grenade. Watch the explosion. Bang! It makes quite a big explosion. It's probably a bit more than a regular block of TNT. It goes quite deep. Now, the sticky grenade just sticks where you chuck it and does quite a bit of damage. If I throw a smoke grenade at this zombie, you will see that it becomes obscured by smoke. If we fire the SMAW at the zombie, and whoa, that did quite a bit of damage to me. So they're quite powerful weapons, these, as you would expect from Call of Duty. There is also a regular grenade, which does a limited amount of damage. If we just chuck it at this zombie, it kills the zombie straight off, which is quite useful. It means you can stay away from them and just get the job done, really. So, if we go back to spawn, we will be able to show you the knives. Okay, so if we get some skeleton eggs, and now we show you how different powers work. As you can see, it works like a regular weapon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits with the regular knife. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits with the combat knife. 1, 2, 2 hits with the Bowie knife, which is quite powerful. ATB 90, 2, 3 hits. And then there's the hunting knife, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see the difference between those knives there. So if we put these back in out of the way, we can then switch to the next topic, which is the armor. So here we have US Marine outfits, we have the Special Operations outfits, the Forest Camo outfits, and the Juggernaut outfits. Now if we get these out, I can show you how some of these look. So I'll take off my night vision goggles, and if we put on the Juggernaut outfit and go into game mode 0, you can see that it is very, very strong. It is as strong as a full set of diamonds. And basically no damage is done by this zombie, so I can just punch it to death without any problems. Even the creeper isn't able to damage it, so it's actually quite a lot stronger than diamond. So, and it takes a lot of hit points as well to destroy it. So if we put on the Forest Camo outfit, you can see that it's quite weak. It's probably, would say that's about the same as a set of gold armor, maybe? Something along those lines. So it's quite a lot weaker. Now, if I was to get out the... Oh, go back in here. If I get out the Special Operations clothing and the US Marine clothing, you can see that that's ever so slightly stronger than the other clothing, and the Special Operations is a bit stronger as well, so there's a little bit of variation. The one you really want is the Juggernaut outfits. In addition to these, however, there is also the night vision goggles and the bulletproof vest. Now, the night vision goggles are what I was wearing earlier, and how I could see so clearly without any particle effects. I put them on, it looks like it's day again. And it also gives me a bit of armour as well, which is quite useful. If I put on the bulletproof vest, now obviously because I'm not in multiplayer, I don't know how this will work, but I'm pretty sure this will resist most damage from guns and things on multiplayer. So next up we have the healing items. So if I get blown up by this creeper and blown back, I can use the med pack once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, healing a heart each time. So let's go over to Mr. Zombie over here. Let's let him shoot me a few times. Okay, and if I click it again, I'm not quite sure how many uses this has, but it's quite a few. You can also use a band-aid, which will heal you a set amount of health. Let's go into game mode 1 and try dropping from a reasonable height. As you can see, this can be used multiple times as well, but you can't use them if they will heal more than you've currently got. I believe this has 3 uses. Then there's also the painkiller, which I believe, if I drop myself down again, which will have, you can only use once apparently, and it used to give you nausea effects, but it doesn't. Those two mobs are fighting each other. That's quite funny. So we wander away from the fighting mobs, and we can go and look at some of the other items in this mod. We have various gun parts. Let's just go into game mode 1 just to make sure no one kills me. Various gun parts. Now at the moment you cannot craft any of the weapons in the game, so I'm assuming these are what will be used later when crafting recipes are added. I have no idea what the Russian and American coins are for, but they may have some use on multiplayer. So, what have I not shown you? Well, I've not shown you the best guns. There is the ray gun and the death machine. Now, as you can see, the ray gun looks pretty cool. It's got the same as a red dot sight, but listen to the noise. That just sounds utterly awesome. And it's an incredibly overpowered gun. If I see one hit zombie, one hit creeper, if I could hit that one, it would be a one hit as well. Set to night again, but the most impressive rate of fire has to go to this. Just watch this. As you can see, it holds 350 rounds and it sounds like death itself, which is probably why it's called that. There are no sights on this gun, but can you imagine trying to hold sights of this gun to your head? That would be really hard. If you go into creative, you will see it has its own inventory, nicely separated from everything else, which is quite useful. You can see various types of ammo and all sorts going on. So, if we let's just show you how powerful those weapons are. So if we go and look for egg or spawn, even if we go and find some of the more powerful devices, like I don't know, zombie pigman. Also get an enderman egg to show you what happens when you try and shoot one, and let's spawn a ghast as well. So let's just walk a little bit away and spawn a few angry sounding pigmen. Okay, draw the ray gun and scope in. One hit, and oh my grief, look at that, absolutely destroyed. Now the death machine isn't quite as powerful, but it only takes a couple of hits to kill mobs. Now if I spawn a ghast, one hit kill on a ghast, which is pretty impressive. If I use a death machine, there's a few more, but not too many. Now, endermen are very hard to kill, as you would expect, because they just teleport away before you hit them. Or, if you do hit them, they've teleported away as you hit them, and you no longer can do any damage. So, just kill off some spiders. So, what do I think of this mod? Well, it's come a long way since when I first played it. I used to have issues with mods not dropping XP and things, and those were a pain, but those have been fixed. There's a good choice of guns in here. They're quite well balanced against each other, although I've found in my experience that shotguns are too weak. There's a few interesting items in here, like the ray gun and whatever, but one thing I do miss is some of the more breakable objects, because in the previous versions of this mod, shooting at, as I did there, glass objects and these plants, they would break quite easily, but they don't anymore, which is a shame, but it's constantly being worked on, it's constantly being improved. It will be very interesting to see how it ends up. So, this is LukeNo52, and that was Ferullo's Gun Nuts mod. If you enjoyed, please like and leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already.